All right, so I had some trouble with my screen capture software, so I'm doing this in the crudest way possible, and that is I have a camera, and I'm just taking a video of me working on my other camera. So I've got one camera shooting at my computer screen. So sorry, it's not the most beautiful thing that we'll see, but I think you can still, I think I can still walk you through how to do this. So if we want to create a regression equation in the scatter plot and all these things, the first thing we're going to do is type the numbers in. So I'm just going to put them in the first two columns. So I'll put 0, 5, 7, 12, 19, and 28. And then in my next column, you could do them in rows, but columns tend to be the better thing here. Then 252, 249. Maybe I should have typed these in before I started, but you guys can handle it. Oh, that should be 250. 247, 246. 247, 246, and then finally the last one is 244. Okay, so we've typed all those in, and you can see them right there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to turn these into a scatter plot. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to just highlight them. And once they're highlighted, I'm going to go to Insert. Now, you may already have the ribbons up here. I've got mine hidden, but if you've got them, that's perfectly fine. And so I'm going to go to Insert and look through all my charts. And the one I'm going to pick is the one that looks like this. So you see the little dots on it, and it's called Scatter Plot. So I'm just going to pick the Scatter Plot chart, and I just want the dots. So there's my Scatter Plot chart. You can see it. Let me pull it and make it a little bit smaller here. Okay, give me just a second to resize it so that maybe you all can see it a little bit better. All right, so here's my scatter plot, and so you can see that it looks a lot like the one that we did earlier in class. So isn't that great? So that looks like the one we did in the last video, and you can see it put all the dots on there for you automatically. If for some reason you're having trouble getting the dots to show up, you can go manually enter them, but it's much more difficult. But what I do is I right-click on one of these dots, go to Select Data, and then come to Series, and I can edit my series and make sure these are highlighting the columns of data that you want. But I don't need to worry about this because I've got it right. And if you just highlight it and then click Insert, Excel's pretty smart. It does it all for you. Okay, so here's all this. Now what I need to do is I need to figure out how to add that line on here. And the way we do that is we right clear. I'm gonna make my window a little, whoa, that's not good. Okay, hold on, be patient with me. Sorry about that. Actually, I think I do need it to be just full size. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna click, let's see if I can remember where to click. I think I'm gonna click on my data value. And if you go down here, you'll see I have an option to add trend line, and that's what I'm going to look for. And when I click add trend line, you'll notice that what does it do? It puts that line right through the middle, and that's the line that I tried to draw earlier, and this one looks even better and more like a real line than what I had. You'll also notice that over on the right, we're now getting a bunch of different options that we can do, and these are all options that we have to format and edit and change our table. Okay, so on the trend line, I had all the options, and we are only going to choose linear. We're not going to choose any of the other ones. Okay, so now that I've added my trend line, the question is, what's the equation of that trend line? Well, the way you do it is you come down here, and you look to where it says Display Equation, and so if I click that, there's my equation. And notice they put it in the opposite order of the order that I did it. And I was putting the order that I did just because that's what the textbook does. But just remember, the slope is always the one that has the x on it, and the y-intercept is always the one that doesn't have the x on it. So these are the same two numbers that we had earlier. And now there's one other number that we're going to need, and it's this r squared number. And so there's r squared, 0.9312. And so we're going to need r squared for our own computations earlier. Okay, so as you do the homework, this is all you really need to do to make your numbers work out. Enter your data in your calculator, go to Insert and insert your scatter plot, and then add the trend line, and then come over to your trend line options And then once you go to your trend line options, you enter all the information that you want. All right. Good luck with that. And please, if you have questions, come and see me. And I have one more video for you, so you need to jump down to the last video where we're going to talk about what this R number means and how we should interpret and how we should think about that R number.